So I made a fucking fat oopsie, okay? I recorded this whole video, and then I realized that OBS didn't pick up any of the DAW sound. So fuck it, we're gonna stay happy and just re-record the whole thing. Okay, so, mixed breakdown. Unpronounceable Wine, produced by Tecala. Check it out. Y'all might have heard this before, but yeah, listen to this shit. Hey, I'm motivated all the time. Wait, don't listen yet. Okay, now listen. Hey, I'm motivated all the time. I just swapped a penny out for a dime. Only problem is that she loves to lie. And when I bring it up, she wanna cry. Someone smoking weed, my mental is fried. Take a drink of unpronounceable wine. I lost myself in the drugs. All I can say is it sucks. First thing, I just want to preface this. There's a lot of vocal takes here. You could probably see all of them. Not right there, not right there. Right here. The reason is because I don't one-take songs. I'll freestyle my lyrics, but, like, I use the word freestyle lightly because I don't one-take like Juice WRLD does. I just fucking... I'll do one line, like I'll record this line. Cliche, talking about the heartbreak. And then I'll do this line. Hey, your debits be making my heart ache. And then I'll do this one. The debits be pulling a pump face. So, I should probably show you guys the raw vocal first. Cliche, talking about the heartbreak. Your debits be making my heart ache. Your debits be pulling a pump face. That baby don't give, she just takes. Disingenuous straight to my face, oh. So I'm a little under pitch in some places. I'm a little over pitch in some places. But it's alright, you know? Because we're not all perfect. Alright, so I don't use Waves Tune. I know a lot of people do use Waves Tune, but I just started on this one and I love the way it makes me sound. It doesn't make me sound too robotic, you know? But a lot of that has to do with the fact that I'm kind of singing around the tune anyways. So it's an E minor. Tecala the GOAT, put E minor up here. A tenor. I'm a tenor. That's the only thing that I really change. It starts at soprano, but I'm not a fucking soprano. Retune speed, it usually starts at 50. Or, yeah, something 50 like this. But I put that bitch down to 11 or 10 or 13, around sort of that area, so that it can get me that nice crisp snappiness. Hey, I'm motivated all the time. I just swapped a penny out for a dime. Only problem is that she loves to lie. And when I bring it up, she wanna cry. So it adds that little snappiness when I roll off the tone, or when I roll off the pitch. Instead of saying, take a drink of unpronounceable wine, and I stay on the note, I like doing this thing. It's like a stylistic choice. I do this thing where I go, take a drink of unpronounceable wine, and I kind of just, into a fucking nonsense pitch, you know? And the auto-tune, I like using the auto-tune also as a stylistic choice, not only to help me because I can't fucking sing in tune, but because it adds that little, whatever, you know, you can hear it right here. Hey, I'm motivated all the time. I just swapped a penny out for a dime. Only problem is that she loves to lie. And when I bring it up, she wanna cry. Someone smoking. And it's like almost like me going down, like, when I bring it up, she wanna cry. And instead of doing that, it just fucking rolls it. Next thing I do is add an REQ. This is basically the same thing as a parametric EQ too, but I'm not gonna cap. I looked up the fucking, like, how to mix vocals, right? Leslie Braithwaite, mixing Neon Guts for Uzi and Pharrell. Click that bitch. I want to say almost the whole fucking thing, but I added like the C4 and the exciter. And I just tuned the, mix to my vocals. So all I did was roll off the low end. I don't know what the fucking hertz are that I rolled off because I'm not an audio engineer. Like, I didn't go to school for this shit. And I'm just using this subtractively right now, so I'm not adding frequencies. And I just did a little of the mid-range. I bring it down a little bit, and so you can hear the difference right here. It's very subtle. It's a very subtle difference where you can hear it. You'll see this engage and disengage. Hey, I'm motivated all the time. I just swapped a penny out for a dime. Only problem is that she loves to lie. Next thing I do is an R compressor. I love this shit. What that does is it kind of grabs the vocal and does a little scorpion, and it's like, get over here. It grabs the vocal, pulls it up. So that sounds like this. Hey, I'm motivated all the time. I just swapped a penny out for a dime. Only problem is that she loves to lie. So it sounds louder, right? I love this fucking plugin. I love all these plugins. The SSL channel EQ is where it gets a little bit more saucy and different. You know, I don't know the hertz and shit like that. I told you I'm not an audio engineer, and I kind of just, for lack of a better term, plagiarized the fuck out of Leslie's his settings. So I just added a little bit of the top end just to bring that brightness out. Mid range, I kind of cut the frequencies down to -3 decibels. The low to mid range, brought it down another 3. So down here in the low frequencies, what I did was I really sculpted the... I kind of, if it's like this, I kind of did one of these, and I fucking made it super thin, and it sounds almost paper thin after I put the low frequency EQ on it. So that sounds like this. Hey, I'm motivated all the time. I just swapped a penny out for a dime. Only problem is that she loves to lie. And so far, that's the biggest difference in the mix. Next thing I do is CLA vocals. I don't use the delay. Well, normally I don't use the delay because I use H delay. Sometimes the reverb's so good that I don't even have to add an extra reverb, which literally is what I did in this song. I just used the reverb on the CLA. But I do these things super minor. So the bass, I brought it down 1 decibel. I brought the bite down 1 decibel. Compressed it -2 decibels. And then the reverb, I brought it down because it's really overpowering. I brought it down to -4. So the difference is like this. Hey, I'm motivated all the time. I just swapped a penny out for a dime. Only problem is that she loves to lie. And when I bring it up, she wanna cry. So much smoking weed, my mental is fried. Take a drink of unpronounceable wine. So there's a big difference with that, right? Next thing what I do is I use the, arguably the most important plugin is the de-esser. So basically what this is going to do is it's going to take away all of the harsh sibilance frequencies. And sibilance is when you're saying like fire or spit or like something along those lines. Okay? Alright, this is a perfect example. Okay, so without the de-esser, it sounds like this. All I can say is it sucks. So I don't know what a lot of this shit is, but I put the threshold down to 28.3. Don't fuck with the frequency. Well, I don't, but that's not to say that you can't. I'm gonna do without versus with. All I can say is it sucks. All I can say is it sucks. So it really does work on that. They had NASA working around the fucking clock, DS and them vocals, dog. Next thing, another R compressor. This is just gonna grab it again, pull it up front like this. All I can say is it sucks. Addicted to unattainability. I buzz up on my music abilities. 1.78 ratio, 3.6 gain, -10.4 threshold. Leave these all checked. The attack out in the release, I don't think I touched at all. Next, I really love this C4 multiband compressor. I literally throw it on the mix and don't do anything else to it. The reason why is it just adds a nice glue to the mix. You can hear the difference with this. All I can say is it sucks. Addicted to unattainability. I buzz up on my music abilities. Emotions. Last thing I do is add a vintage exciter, the Apex vintage exciter stereo. And it makes it kind of loud, so I think what I did was I brought the output down to -2.5 and just bumped this up a little bit to 5.45. You can hear the difference with that. Emotions get bitches well at the ocean, no lie. They listen while they smoke. And at this point, you're probably like, dude, that vocal is paper thin. You're right. So what I do is I go into another track down here. I add a CLA 76. And I put the output at -18, put the input at -24. Raise the attack all the way and the release all the way. And then I come down here and I just click that bitch right there and link it to the track. And you can hear the difference right here. Emotions get bitches well at the ocean, no lie. So basically it brought back the resonance and the fullness that we chopped off with this C4. And then I add an H delay. Quarter note delay. I don't fuck with any of this ping pong shit. High pass, low pass, keep it the same. I like the feedback at 30 because it doesn't linger for too long, and it also stays enough to be heard. Bring the output down a little bit so that it's not overpowering, down to about 6.2. Emotions get bitches well at all. As you can hear, it's kind of a little too loud. So what I do is I put this MV2 stereo compressor, and I put the low level at 6.6, high level at -5.9, the output at -8.4, and that really brings them out, but it also puts them behind the vocals. Emotions get bitches well at the ocean. So yeah, that's it as far as the vocal mix goes. You can hear the full vocal mix here. Emotions get bitches well at the ocean, no lie. Listen while they smoking pack, or listen my other shit when they be sad. They can never lie, my shit always slaps. Little minor things to add. I add these little transitions. Instead of the beat just going straight into it like this, I add this cinematic transition right here. I love it. I got that bitch off Splice. You can just look up MDL transition on Splice, and that bitch is right there, you know. I added these ad-libs right here. No, 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 no. And right there, that meshes with the transition sound like this. No, 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 no. And then that all brings together with the beat like this. No, 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 no. And then you start the first part of the verse right there, and then it all glues together. No, 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 no. Cliche, talking about the heartbreak. That bitch be making my heart ache. Next thing I want to show you guys is the mastering. I ain't no mastering engineer, you know. A lot of the homies on Twitter, they're mastering engineers, or they're mix engineers, and they're gonna be watching this video and they're like, what the fuck? Why would you do this? Why would you do that? Why wouldn't you roll off 2K hertz, man? Why wouldn't you roll off? And I'm like, bro, because I don't know what the hell that means. But anyways, we need headroom to master. Mastering basically just makes it universally loud. I know there's a lot of other technical things that go into it, but for the average consumer, I can tell you guys, it basically just makes the mix louder. Headroom is basically the space in between the top and the bottom of the wave. You can see right here, this hits the top and the bottom, and if I rendered this out with no headroom, I wouldn't have any space left to make it louder. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring the volume down so we can make it even louder than it is right now. So just go into the master, bring it down to however you seem comfortable. I try and make it not peak over 6 decibels right here. That baby don't give, she just takes. Disingenuous straight to my face, oh. She got motives and steal on my peso. So right here, it kind of stays a little under the 6 decibels. Render that bitch out, and then now we're gonna go into the master track. Okay, we're in the master track. So I have a lot of these just because, you know, first mix fucked up, second mix fucked up, third mix fucked up, fourth mix, we got that bitch straight, you know? There were a lot of different things that we needed to cut out. Like, here's one of the things that I tried to put in, and then Tecala was like, bro, my car almost just blew the fuck out because you put this in. So you can pick up this 20 you're bugging me for. Laugh a lot, ay. And I was like, yeah, that's gotta go. Grab an EQ, take out a little bit of the mid-range to high mid-range frequencies. I don't fuck with the high and the low. You know, crucify me, mix engineers, but I just don't do it. I use this J37 stereo only because Tecala told me to use it one time, and I was like, fuck it. It adds saturation. I just throw it on there, and I don't really touch any of the knobs or anything. L3 Maximizer Pro, I love this plugin. Basically, you can solo the bands. So you can pick up this 20 you're bugging me for. Laugh a lot, and combine them and shit. And what I did was I soloed the band that has the most vocal presence. So you can pick up this 20 and I kind of just grabbed these and moved them so that there was a lot of vocal presence in that area. And then I boosted the priority to 2 just to bring out those frequencies just a little bit more. I did the same with the bass right here. You probably can't hear it that well unless you're using like headphones or something. But then I boost the priority to 1. Maximus. I use Maximus. I don't use Ozone 9 because I just don't have access to it. Solo the low, the mid, and the high range, and I compress them. And then with the low, I separate it. I don't separate it. I merge it 20 to the right, 20%, which basically makes it more mono than it already is. Medium or the mid-range frequencies, I separate them 40%. You don't want to do it too much because then it'll sound like weird. High range, 20% separated. And those are kind of just going to add more separation and depth to your mix. The master. Now, here's what I do is I grab the threshold and I put it down to 1%. And then I grab the ceiling and I put that to -1 decibels, 0.99. I got that off YouTube. Crucify me, dog. I think what it does is it makes it so that it doesn't peak over a certain amount. Then I grab the post and I just crank that bitch. The post is what's going to make it loud, so you can hear that right here. So you can pick up this 20 you're bugging me for. Laugh a lot, ayy, cause you be Sir Cap a lot, ayy. You love to rap a lot. Now it's really nice and loud. So here's the difference between the unmastered versus the mastered. So you can pick up this 20 you're bugging me for. Laugh a lot, ayy, cause you be Sir Cap a lot. There's a big difference. I don't know how to make my shit blistering loud without having it peak or and like crack and fucking, you know. That's how I mixed and mastered Unpronounceable Wine, produced by Tecala. You can actually go, he made a video of the beat breakdown. You can actually go to his channel. I'm going to put the link in the description for that video, and you can go to his channel and see how he actually like broke down the beat to that song and made the beat. He's a very talented producer. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys in about 7 years when I decide to drop my next song. No, I'm just kidding. December 16th, Slug music video is going down. Going fucking down. Anyways, take care, guys.